Hello. So I've noticed recently that there's a pretty popular product out right now, and nobody has really made any reviews over it. I've decided that I'll be the first one to make a review of walking. I'm not quite sure what walking is, but one thing I've noticed is that it's definitely slower than running or jogging, but definitely faster than crawling. One advantage of walking is that you don't really get tired from doing it, and unlike running, you don't get out of breath or sweaty, which doesn't feel good. Walking is usually used when you don't have to go very fast or when you're inside. I learned this recently because I was running inside and stubbed my toe in a corner, so walking is definitely a better choice for when you're indoors. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of walking, you may have seen it before in a few movies and even games, which you might not see very often because it's slower, and yes, I looked into it with a few developers, and no, it's not a bug, it's actually intended. There's even a few games surrounded around the idea of walking, like Kitty Horror Shows Tenement, or even Quap, which shows earlier designs of walking. Advantages of walking include movement, +1 to stealth when done correctly. Walking also provides lots of other benefits that I haven't really had time to discover yet because I'm still figuring out the product myself. Personally, I'm moving from only using running to get around, so the decrease in speed has been a little bit jarring, but for anybody moving from crawling or being completely stationary, walking is a pretty major upgrade. Keep in mind, walking is pretty cool, but you do need to make sure that you have the legs upgrade so you can walk around. But for the most people, you already came with it when you were born, so don't worry, you're already covered. One problem I've had when walking is that it's not great for getting around quickly, and it's a lot less efficient than running when you need to get somewhere, so I think it'd be nice if there was a way to walk faster while walking. I think it's a bit of a mistake the devs didn't include faster options of walking, so I hope that some updates come out soon to fix that issue. But considering how hard the devs have been working recently due to the popularity it's seen, I don't think it's an issue worth worrying about too much. Walking has actually been around for a few years now, but has only recently seen some media attention. In the earlier stages of development, walking wasn't nearly as good as it is now. There was a couple of returns to the drawing board before walking started using legs as the main propulsion. To name a few of the earlier designs, there was the Jet Propulsion Dash 1. It didn't see a lot of success because it was faster than walking intended it to be, and of course Wheels, which also ran into issues of being too fast, but also had a lot of difficulty going up and handling bumps. If you're planning on fully moving to walking, you should consider doing basic leg stretches every once in a while to make sure you walk correctly, or worse, not walk again. A few I've used before is basic toe touches, and bending your foot up to your back should have you covered. Personally, I found walking to be a lot more enjoyable than running because it's not a slow ticking timer until death, but it is considerably more uncomfortable to walk behind somebody than it is to run past them. But this might just be a personal issue, so I wouldn't let it discourage you too much from trying out the product. Overall, I think walking is a pretty great product that you should definitely consider trying out. It's still in development, so any issues should be worked out with enough time, and I'm giving walking a solid 7 as a pretty good product I would recommend to anybody and will definitely be using in the future.